Hey, what's up, Roxstars? It's Rox with a little bit of talk about what's at the top of the blog. So let's get to it. I say I'm gonna take some time off, y'all. All the cashiers, they was like, somebody stole her truck. It's like you can hear it all throughout the store. This Rox coming to you today with a review for Love and Marriage Detroit, Love and Marriage Huntsville, our book 4, Real Housewives of Atlanta. Let's get to it, shall we? All right, you guys, next story up. So, Remy Ma. Actually, this story is not about Remy Ma. This is actually about her son, Jace. Mama named him Jason Scott. Okay, which is her son. Oh, I forgot to get his age. I want to say that he's somewhere around 23, 24, 22, somewhere between 21 and 24 years old. He was arrested yesterday on the 18th. In connection with a shooting death that happened in June of 2021. The victim's name was Darius Guibo. It looks like it's a French name, like maybe like from a New Orleans or something like that, but it's Guillebeaux. He was a victim, 47 years old. And there was another suspect that was taken in custody as well. His name, 22-year-old Richard Swigert. So they both were taken in custody. They were formally charged with first and second degree murder. Actually, Richard Swigert didn't get second degree murder, but yeah, first, second degree murder, as well as reckless endangerment in the first degree and 2 counts of criminal possession of a weapon in the second degree. Okay, so very, very serious charges. I would be sick as fuck as a mother, knowing that my child had been arrested and actually formally charged with that, which means that they are going ahead and they are saying that this man was either the one who pulled the trigger or was very heavily involved in the death of this Darius Guibo or whatever his name is, you guys. So they're saying that the shooting occurred in Queens, and that when the police got there, neither one of those gentlemen were there, but the victim was laying on the ground. He was unresponsive, and that he was filled with bullet holes. You know, he had been shot in his head and his chest multiple times. And so they rushed him to Jamaica Hospital, and he died there, or maybe they pronounced him dead there. And so I'm assuming all this time there's been an investigation going on, or, you know, they were trying to see who was responsible for it. And yeah, they ended up arresting them too. They did reach out to Remy Ma, and Remy Ma said that she's been advised, obviously, not to talk about it publicly. It's an ongoing case, and you know, they're fighting for her son to get out of jail because she believes that he is 100% innocent, and she believes that if they do their investigation properly, and handle this case properly, then they will also see that her son is innocent and they will let him go. So that is her stance on it. And yeah, that is too bad. I'm gonna tell you one fucking thing though. You know, like I was just talking about how there's some rappers that are of the streets, really fully entrenched, and then you've got some other people that are not really part of the streets. They put on because that's what sells for their music and everything. Yeah, Remy, baby, she ain't putting on, baby. These folks is in these streets. Or maybe I'll say at one time they was really in them streets. Okay, maybe Remy ain't in it no more, but I am 100% a believer that Remy and her people that are around her, baby, they ain't just talking shit. Because we know that Remy had been in jail for 6 years for shooting that girl. Remember, she chased the girl down and ended up shooting her in her stomach and her car and all that. Okay, Remy was found guilty for that and ended up having to do time in jail all that time while her husband Pap waited for her. And now that now that she's out, she's been out for some time now, you guys, but now they're divorced, which I still didn't see coming. You know, they just seemed like they were such a cute, perfect couple. But see, that's how you know you can't go by shit. The highlight reel that is Instagram and social media as a whole is not the same as real life. Okay, so we know now that Remy Ma, baby, don't let these Cinderella birthday parties and whatnots Don't let them fool you. Baby, Remy and her people, yeah. That's not me saying that the boy did it and I feel like he's guilty and anything like that, but child, they definitely, whew. So it's too bad. I sure hope that her son is not involved, and hopefully they can get this investigation going where, you know, they find that the boy is not, you know, should not be on trial. But as of right now, it ain't looking good, child. It is not looking good. So we'll keep our eye on that story. I'm sure we'll hear more about it, and when we know more, I will let you know more. Next story. Okay, you guys, so they said that men at the age of 18 to 25 are now automatically registered for the draft. Well, they're not automatically registered for the draft. The House has passed they passed this bill. Actually, it's part of a larger defense bill. This large defense bill is somewhere like almost 900 billion with a B dollars. But within this large defense bill, they have also automatic registration of kids, from boys that are from 18 through 25, will automatically register them for the draft. So, you know, you're supposed to register for the draft when you graduate from high school or when you turn 18 years old. I think here in Georgia, I might be wrong, but I think I was told that when they register to vote, that also registers them for the draft. But I don't know that for a fact. That's something that I heard and that we've always assumed, but that may or may not be true. But in other places, I know in California, I don't think that was what the case was in California, so it might even vary from state to state. But yeah, so they're now trying to make it where when they turn 18, instead of them having to have the extra burden of registering for the draft, it'll just automatically be done for them. They're saying that it's probably going to get shot down in the Senate only because it's part of, like I said, this other huge $900 billion defense bill, and there are problems that they have within that bill, talking about abortion, diversity efforts, and transgender medical treatments. Okay, so those are things that the Senate is probably going to have a problem with, and because it all falls under this defense bill, and all the automatic registration is going to fall under that as well, is probably going to get shot down. I was thinking about it. I saw it on the news a couple of weeks ago, and unless I'm seeing something different, or, you know, I was like, well, it doesn't seem like that's that big of a deal, you know, to automatically do it, because I think that it is against the law to not register, even though a lot of people don't do it and they don't really ride you for it. But I think that it is still against the law if you don't register. So if it can just be automatic and we ain't got to think about it, then I think that's probably, it seems like that didn't seem like it was going to be that big of a deal, but maybe I'm missing something. So if you guys think that the automatic draft somehow is unconstitutional, or, you know, that you have a problem with it, maybe you can explain to me what the problem with that would be. But right now I was just like, yeah, I don't have a problem with it. But yeah, the fact that it's underneath that other larger defense bill, it probably won't be happening, at least not right now. Okay, next story. All right, you guys, so I actually, the other day when I logged on to Instagram, I saw that Timberlake and Swizz Beatz was in a picture with Elon Musk, who is the owner of X, which is formerly known as Twitter, which is what we all still call it. You know, I don't know why he changed the name, but yeah, you know, they were in a picture together and they were celebrating this new partnership deal, distribution deal that they have with X. Okay, I'm gonna be the first person to go on record and say that you can keep Versus. We don't give a fuck. We are over it. That was something that was huge during the pandemic, and only because nobody was outside, nobody was able to get to concerts, everybody was feeling very much isolated within their homes, no contact. You know, pandemic happened right around summertime. As we went into summer, that's usually the time that everybody is traveling, everybody is going to concerts and outdoor picnics and outdoor concerts and all that, and then it was null and void. So it was a way for you to be able to have contact with your favorite artists, or not even your favorite artists, just artists that you hadn't seen in a long time. Your favorite artist was mixed up in there. people that you didn't even know that you missed. They were having versus battles, and it turned into something way bigger that we all loved. Okay, now there were times that, I mean, it was everybody couldn't wait for the versus battle to happen, because it was like that night you ain't had shit else to do. You've been sitting up in this fucking house looking at your same people, your same circle of 4 people in your house and everything. So yeah, let's get on this versus and have a good time. And I will not lie, versus, we used to have a good time, but that, like everything else, has run its course. And nobody want to see no versus battles no more, especially now that they've tried to commercialize it and distributing what? You know, what we having a distribution of? And then the fact that they started charging for it, some of these concerts and everything, and it was just like, it started to lose the magic. It started to lose what we all loved versus for in the first place. You know, it was just too much commercialized. And then I don't know how Timberland and Swizz Beatz became like I guess it was, I don't know whose idea it was originally, but they locked on to it pretty early, and then it became their thing. And I guess I can't be mad at them that they continue to make money off of this, because remember, they had the other deal with, what was that other social media app? I can't even think of it. It's I want to say it started with an S. Bitch, you keep on saying that don't mean you gonna get the word, but I want to say Swizzler, but that's not it. But you guys know it was a Sizzler. No, it wasn't Sizzler. But anyway, remember they had to deal with that, and that shit fell through. But not before they got their money. I mean, at least they didn't get all the money they were supposed to get, but they got a bit of money, and ain't even had to do shit with them. Now they got another deal with X or Twitter, and even though they didn't disclose the financial part of what was made here, I'm sure they made a pretty penny, okay, for some shit that we don't even want. All right, Elon Musk don't know that he got. But, because do you guys, I'm gonna just ask y'all, are you guys up here waiting for the next versus battle? No, I didn't think so. So, I mean, you can't be mad that they got their money and made, got the fuck out like a fat cat. But it was just sort of like, whoever get on this next deal, because this shit with X probably gonna fall through. We already know Elon Musk is hard to work with. I mean, hell, him and Don Lemon couldn't even get the shit off to the first episode, and their deal was already over. So, and then Elon Musk is so problematic for so many reasons, and it's interesting that they would attach themselves to Elon Musk when, I mean, they are huge names, so I'm sure there are other companies that were probably interested in them. But for them to hook up with an Elon Musk kind of leaves a bad taste in your mouth, right? So it's just sort of like, what made y'all decide to do that? Yeah, so that's what's happening. I mean, I guess congratulations are in order, because I mean, I ain't gonna never be mad at somebody for making some money, easy money like this. But child, what y'all think about that? Y'all excited for the next versus battle? You already said no? Okay, then let me go on to the next. All right, you guys, so let's talk about Miss Pat. Mama named her Patricia Williams, blasting Tigger. Okay, Mama named him Darian Morgan. I ain't never known Tigger's first name, child. Never. He don't strike me as a Darian. He look more like I could see him as a Marcus, maybe. Well, he even might look like David a little bit. But yeah, I wasn't going on Darian, you guys. Anyway, you guys, Miss Pat was on the Breakfast Club, and she was talking to them about her being replaced, or actually fired, from V103. V103 is a popular news station. It's a popular radio station out here in Atlanta, and she was one of the co-hosts on Big Tigger's morning show alongside Shamia. And Big Tigga, of course. So, I didn't even know that she wasn't on the show anymore. I don't listen to Big Tigga's show for a number of reasons. Something about his voice gets on my nerve, his laugh and everything. I just be like, ugh. But I mean, I have listened to them a little bit, but I usually listen. I already told you guys I listen to Young Jock's radio show, and it's a lot of competition here in Atlanta, like it is in all big cities, because you've got Steve Harvey that's syndicated, you've got Ricky Smiley that's syndicated, you've got Young Jock's show is even syndicated, and so V103, they're still a local news, local radio station here, from what I understand. I don't think that show is syndicated. So they have a lot of competition and everything. However, you know, when you live here in Atlanta, V103 is still a very well-known radio station. So she was working on there, and apparently she had told them that she was only going to stay until August. And I guess Shamia was planning on staying throughout the end of her contract, but I guess within her contract, it said that they could let her go at any time. You know, when you sign a contract, you don't think a motherfucker about to let you go. But that's exactly what happened. Child, I didn't know that they weren't on the show. I thought that Shamia and Miss Pat was still on V103. Okay, but she said that she had told them that she was going to stay through August, and then she was leaving because, you know, she also has her own show that she's doing, and I'm assuming that show is getting to be more popular and she's probably busier. And so, yeah, I'll finish out till August and then I'm out. And baby, you know how it is when you go in there, you heard anybody out there ever went and told your boss that you was going to give them 2-week notice, and then they turned around and said, you ain't got to give us 2-week notice, you can leave right there. Then scratch the neck. Okay, that's kind of what they did to Miss Pat. All right, they was just like, yeah, you ain't, you know, you telling us August, baby, we gonna let you go tomorrow. And basically she said that, yeah, they just let her go, let her and Shamia go, and neither one of them saw it coming. But then she was just like, it was because of Tigger, because he is a hater, and that he was jealous. So she said that he had a huge ego, and that he was jealous of her and all that, and that these people was really coming onto that show to listen to her, you know, talk, not to listen to him, because when she came on the show, it got it up to number 2 and number 3 spots. But before she came on the show, it was down like at 15 or something like that. That's where I was just telling you about the competition. Okay, you guys, my back hurts so bad from dancing last night, child. I could barely sleep. I should have took me a Motrin last night. Fuck, my back is hurting. It's all, it's just terrible. But anyway, she was just like, he was jealous. Now, I don't know why Big Tigga would need to be jealous of Miss Pat. Okay, Big Tigga is very well established. Everybody know who he is. And he's known in his own right, you know. So it's like, I don't know if I would say he was jealous, but what I will say is Miss Pat is a very huge personality. She's loud, she is commanding, she is all of that, you know. She's funny, she's a comedian. Okay, so she's one of them ones that are like boisterous type comedians. So yeah, I could see how, you know, sometimes her and Shamia, they would get to talking and shit, and in a, not in a trying to take over kind of way, but just in a sister girl, you know, they was having their own conversation. It got to the point where really you didn't even really hear Tigger too much, because it was them two always talking. So Tigger might have started to feel like he was losing control of his own show. Okay, this is just my opinion. I don't know if this was really what the case was. I mean, he could have very well been jealous of her, but I don't know why he would need to be. Okay, but I do feel like the dynamic of them, and Tigger is a big personality in and of itself as well, but not like on the likes of Miss Pat. Okay, so he probably told the people that mattered, like, this ain't working, like, you know, and they probably listened. Okay, and then she may, because she has such a brash type of personality, she may have very well rubbed some of the execs the wrong way, because I could see how she could be that way, especially the way that she blasted all this in this Breakfast Club interview. And of course, Charlamagne and Envy is going to eat all of that up, because this is good TV, and you talking about the competition, and, you know, we laughing about it and all that. You know, they were teasing was just like she came here and she worked as a co-host for a week, and that was the reason that Big Tigga had a problem with it. I don't know if that's what the case was either. I just feel like the dynamic of them, like her personality is so big that she's the kind of person that needs to have her own thing. not be the co-host of somebody else's show, okay? Because she's just not a somebody else's show kind of lady. And she's got her show, and I actually just saw a really good scene, you know, that was going around on social media that actually, I was like, that was some stand-up acting when the boy was talking about his father dying and somebody didn't donate some sort of organ to the man in time and all that. That scene was powerful. You know, I actually was intrigued. And I've never been interested in Miss Pat's brand of humor or her show because of those reasons I just told you. She's very much but she is funny, and I have laughed listening to her on the radio, but I can see how that shit would fall apart. Definitely so. If you from Atlanta and you listen to the radio or ever have come across their show, then maybe you would understand what I'm saying. But yeah. I haven't heard much about Tigga other than when he broke old girl's heart. What's her name? Y'all know, Rudy Huxtable from the Cosby Show. What's her real name? I keep on wanting to say Felicia Rashad, child. That ain't the mama. You know who I'm talking about, Rudy. Remember, they were a couple, and they were doing well and everything, and then he just dropped her like a fucking hot rock. And she was so, like, not knowing what the hell happened. Just all of a sudden, he didn't want to be bothered no more, you know. So I was like, he might be one of them old persnickety-ass niggas anyway, you know. So he might be one of him kind, you know, real particular, and one of them ones that get on your fucking nerves. And then mixing that with a big personality like Pat, Miss Pat, yeah, it probably wasn't a match made in heaven anyway, okay? But y'all let me know what you think about that. If you regularly listen to the show, maybe you might have more insight to the reason why all that went down. But radio is cutthroat. I can't tell you how many times that I have listened on the radio just being out here in Atlanta and hearing that, you know, you listen to the radio one day on Friday and then on Monday, baby, it's a whole new staff. And these motherfuckers then got fired. They didn't know nothing was happening. You know, they left work on Friday and thought that they was going to relax the weekend and come in on Monday. And then they was told that they was fired. And literally the very next Monday, a whole new crew. I've heard it happen a few times. Okay. So, and that shit even happened with Frank Ski. You know, it just all of a sudden he was gone. Him and Wanda, they was gone. That shit was done. I heard them do it with the gay guy that's on Ricky Smiley. He used to be on Frank Ski's show, I believe. Don't give me the lying. I think it happened to him too. They just got rid of him in one day and then he ended up on Ricky Smiley or something. I think that's kind of how Gary with the T. He used to be on a different show. Yes, I've seen a lot of shit like that happen. Radio is tough, okay? You got to really cut your teeth in it. And that's why you hear a lot of DJs going from station to station to station because, you know, they just got to get another job and they just move around and everything. Ryan Cameron out here, he done been all over the place since I've been here. He even left for good and his ass is back on the radio again. So, yeah, it's a lot going on radio. So, but y'all let me know what you think about that. You guys believe that Big Tigga is a diva and jealous of Miss Pat? Or do you think it's just not a good mix, those two? Let me know. All right, you guys, next story up. So they say that your boy Justin Timberlake, baby, they say he was 2 sheets to the wind the other day out there in the Hamptons, and that the police had observed him driving under an intoxicated manner, and they pulled him over. And he told them that he had just had 1 martini, and he don't know why they pulling him over. And they was just like, well, sir, we beg to differ. I was like, unless the nigga is 35 pounds, 1 martini is not going to make you drunk and drive drunk. They said that he was having glassy eyes and they was bloodshot red. They said he smelled like a fucking saloon. They said that he was slurring his speech. They said that, like I said, he was driving intoxicated. When they pulled him out and made him do like the field sobriety, he couldn't walk in a straight line. He couldn't pass any of the field sobriety tests. So yeah, took that ass on in and charged him with driving while influenced. Okay. And then when I saw the mugshot, I was just like, oh, definitely glassy eyes and bloodshot red eyes. Okay, I don't know about all the other shit, but just looking at that picture, I'm gonna go on and lean. I'm gonna go on and lean with the belief that my boy was out there drinking and driving. Okay, which is not a laughing matter. You know, we are grown and we have a lot to lose. Okay, when you are Justin Timberlake, you have a lot to lose. The shit doesn't seem like it's that serious until you are so drunk you run over a child that's walking across the street. You run into a car and the car bursts into flames and kills the whole family inside. You know, you drive off a fucking cliff and kill your own fucking self. There are many things that you don't think can happen when you're driving drunk. And it can. And when you are driving to the point where you are slurring and doing all that, you definitely should not be behind no wheel. So yeah, we don't feel sorry for Justin. We just got to say you too fucking old and too grown to be doing shit like this. Okay? I mean, nobody should be doing this, but you know, when you younger, this ain't no excuse, but when you're younger, you feel like you can do those things. But as you have grown older and you have seen on the news when people have had accidents and dead and all of that, now you definitely know better. Okay? And when what they say, baby, when you know better, you do better. And so I'm gonna need Justin to do that. Y'all know Justin is my boy. I know he's very problematic, and I know a lot of people don't like him and all that, but I still love Justin Timberlake. Okay, that is one of my, you know, I do love his music. And, or I should say I love his music. I don't know much about him other than I think that he's very talented. He can dance, he can sing, he can act. You know, he's what they would call the triple threat. But I do know that Justin been going through for some time now. I mean, when he been looking like he's stressed and some shit is wrong. I don't know what's going on with him and Jessica over there. I know they got some new kids and all, but he just looked, and remember we found out that he was fooling around with that black girl when they was on the shoot, on the set for, I don't know if it was a video or a movie or something. I don't remember who the girl was, and I don't remember none of the details of the story, but I do remember him holding some black girl's hand under the table. Okay, and them feeling on each other and shit under the table and not realizing that the paparazzi could see and took pictures and videos of that. So I'm sure, you know, it was a very uncomfortable conversation with his wife that night. And ever since then, bruh man ain't been looking good. He ain't been looking good. He looks old. He looks stressed. As a matter of fact, he looks the oldest out of NSYNC now. When you see them all get together, he looks the most old. And to me, Justin Timberlake was always the one that had the most swag. And he was nice. I don't know if I would say he was the most good-looking kid out of the group, but he definitely is not the most good-looking man out of the group now. Okay, the other guys look great, and Justin looked like he been pulled through the fucking keyhole, child. So I don't know what's going on with Justin. You know, maybe bruh man could stand a prayer too. So, you know, if you feel like you feel for Justin and what he might be going through over there, you know, go on and shoot one up for him. But yeah, I'm gonna need Justin to do better. Okay, because we just got way too much to lose. All right, you guys, this is just a real quick story on Anthony Mackie. Anthony Mackie, who plays the Falcon. He's one of the Avengers. And he is the black guy who actually took over and became Captain America after Captain America decided to go off and be dead and stay dead, or go off into his parallel universe and do whatever he was doing over there. Okay, then they brought him in, and he is now Captain America. And I promise you, my brother Brian has been trying to make me really like Anthony Mackie for a long time, and I have never liked him. Never. Okay? And when I never liked him before, I didn't really have any good reason, but it was just something about him. I just have never liked it. And now I know why. Okay? The fact that he, as an Avenger, has this policy where he will not take photos with his fans. You know, he's given different situations, the reasons why he has decided that he won't take pictures with his fans anymore. He said that he feels like with social media, his pictures have been used in the wrong type of light, you know, not in the way that he felt like the picture should be used. He said that one time, you know, somebody was so excited, they came up to him and they were so excited that the lady threw up on him. And yes, that is, okay, that definitely is not something that happens every day, you know, when a fan runs up to you. But I mean, I can see how that would turn you off. Okay, and then everybody kind of laughed and thought it was funny, and he did not. And I'm assuming there have been other instances where people probably ran up to him and took his picture without him even saying that they could and all that. But I'm gonna just tell you this. As a fucking Avenger, you are a comic book character. Okay? And kids love, I mean, fuck, adults love the Avengers, but even as kids, you know, they are excited. You only have that position because the fans are so loyal to the whole franchise and the whole Marvel universe as a whole. You know, it's the least that you can fucking do is take some goddamn pictures. Okay, now I know that there's always an exception to the rule, and there's always some times when it's people, you know, doing too much and you just ain't got it in you that day. But the fact that he has decided that he ain't never taking no pictures with nobody and all that, that shit rubs me the wrong way. I don't like that shit. And I'm just like, you self-important motherfucker. Like, you really feel like, you know, but what I can't wait for the day is when people don't want to take pictures with your ass no more. Okay? When people don't want to take pictures with your ass and then you get to complaining about you typecast and you can't get the kind of roles that you want and everything. And then I'm going to go back to the time when I'll say, oh, but you was really fucked up to your fans. You didn't want to be bothered and all that. Okay? Yeah, that bothers me. I don't feel like the people as actors owe their lives to their fans, but I do feel like when you work in certain roles, I mean, you're a fucking comic book character. You ain't doing no Al Pacino shit. You ain't doing nothing that is that serious where you felt like your pictures was used in the wrong likeness. Like, what are they posting pictures of your ass nude? What the hell you mean? Okay? They taking a picture and they say, hey, I took a picture with the fucking Falcon or whatever the hell his character is. And now I'm just like, is it the Hawk? No, the Hawk is the white guy and it's the Falcon. You know, I'm just like, why? You know, so I don't like that. You know, yes, there are times when you don't feel like being bothered, but it seems like you make more of a fuss about it, you know, not letting people doing it than instead of just going and taking a picture and going about your fucking business. Okay, how long do these people really want to deal with you anyway? Okay, and again, you're a comic book character. You know, it's kids and all that. I just don't like, he just seems so self-righteous, so self-important, so, you know, and it's just like, we don't give a fuck about you anyway. The only reason why these kids are liking knowing you more is because of the fact that you're the Captain America. Okay, because before that, I gave a fuck about that character. I still don't. Okay, anyway, this is very much my nerdy Marvel Universe love and all that, you know, coming to the forefront here, because most of you guys probably don't care about this, but this kind of thing goes into how I feel about celebrities, period. You know, I don't think that you have to do those things, but I do kind of feel like you owe it to your fans. You wouldn't be where you are unless you know, you wouldn't be where you are without your fans, you know, so it's kind of the least you can do. Okay, so that's how I feel about it. But maybe, you know, y'all let me know what you think about that. But yeah, fuck Anthony Mackie. So just, ugh. Next story. Lastly, in quickies, you guys, I got a couple of pregnancies. Well, not pregnancies, pregnancy, marriage, and all that. First up, Evelyn Lozada's daughter, Shanice. What's her last name? I don't think I put it down here. Shanice is pregnant. Okay, I think Shanice is around 27 years old, so she's a full-grown lady. Okay, she's not no child no more, so good for her. She's not married, which, you know, in today's age, y'all don't seem to care, so it's fine. But according to Layla Lynn Media, hey, Layla, as it are. I was just happened to be scrolling through YouTube, and I saw she had a short video talking about it. They're saying that the father of the baby is the rapper The Game. Side note, The Game was, he was all big and loving up some Drake and taking up for him and everything. And that nigga was sitting at the house, just like the tweet says, sitting at the damn house last night with the rest of us watching that damn concert. I know he had to feel away the fact that, you know, he was not there and he calls himself one of the big LA rappers and all that, you know, but you just had so much to say about Drake. Anyway, I'm getting off topic here. Yeah, he supposedly is the father of this child. Okay, now The Game already has 3 kids. 4 if you listen to the blogs and the rumors. Supposedly he has a kid that's overseas and everything, but he's never claimed that child or hasn't claimed it publicly or whatever. So we only know of the 3 kids that he has here. This child will be his 4th child, and good for them. Okay, she did post this real heartfelt tribute to the father of her child on Father's Day. She never said who the name was, but people were able to put 2 and 2 together and came up with 4. and we was told that it was the game. Okay, so yeah, that's what they say in there. I was just like, girl, you sure that's what? Let me not say that. So yeah, congratulations to her. You know, she's pretty early in her pregnancy, so we'll probably be seeing her pregnant throughout the rest of this year. And then secondly, you guys, we already knew that Ashanti was pregnant. I mean, child, you can't miss that the girl is pregnant at this point. But what we did find out is that her and Nelly secretly have been married since December 27th of last year. Okay, a day after my birthday of last year, they got married. I think they just had like a courthouse or a real, very small, some sort of ceremony. And I'm just going to go on and assume, I could very well be wrong, but I'm just going to assume that she decided she wanted to get married because she didn't want to have a baby out of wedlock. Okay, I mean, she already got pregnant out of wedlock, but I feel like that was important to Ashanti because that was what was part of her morals from the beginning. You know, some shit happened, you know, and they you know, the damn wagon went before the horse and everything. But I still feel like probably she was like, I don't want to have a baby and be pregnant. I mean, and be pregnant, child, and not be married. So they probably went and quietly got married, and they're probably going to have a big wedding, you know, the splashy one for all of the social media and all the fans and all that, and the friends and the family and all. But yeah, these two have been married for 6 months now, so good for them. Okay, that makes me feel a little bit better. I mean, it don't matter how I feel. I mean, I was happy for him. I'm not gonna lie, I was happy for him. But I am glad that if that is something that she wanted and was important to her, then that's what they decided to do. Okay, and yes, I have heard the rumors that Nelly has a secret child somewhere. It hasn't been confirmed anywhere, but yes, there is definitely talk out there in these social media streets that he has a secret. At least it's a secret to us. Okay, he might very well know about it. Ashanti might very well know about it. That might be something that we just not have been privy to. I mean, it is none of our business, but you know, when you're a celebrity and stuff like that, these kind of stories, you know, when they hit, they hit. And they usually hit when you are talking about something happy and exciting in your own life. Then people start to say, you know, bring up what happened in the past and all that. But yeah, I'm aware. We just gonna have to wait and see if it truly is something that they decide to come out with. Okay. But in the meantime, we just gonna be happy for Ashanti and Nelly. You know, she's married. She's a married woman, and they having a baby. Okay. So congratulations to the happy couple. All right, you guys, I am going to get off of here, get back to work. I'm at Chipotle. You see the sign right there. I'm at Chipotle. I'm about to run in here and order my food and get on back. Okay, we do this every single week, Tuesdays and Fridays. So make sure you thumbs up the video, comment, and subscribe, and make sure you come back. Until next time, Roxstars. Bye.